Attack and into the first round of play. It's Zipex and Bymas dancing around for early info.
Looking to take some aggression here, some fights from MOUZ as they test the waters towards lobby. Config and Blame, Zerka and the Boulder working towards Yard here, and torzsi with a lot on the plate. Nice shot from torzsi, Config down.
That's what the P250's for. It was for that trade. Blame unable to do so. Ramp now taken. It's a lot of space for the T side.
But they lost Blame as well. So that's the two heaviest hitters right now for Astralis in the bin, and they know exactly where the Danes are pinned over towards heaven and hell. They're locked in.
Yeah, Zip, one of the three remaining. He wants to finish what his teammate started. It was a lovely connection, but Dexter's got his cross. They want to level the odds a little, and look at the positioning of Glaive. So there's legs to this.
Yeah, Frozen's already lower though, so as soon as Glaive makes a sound cue, should be able to deny the plan. This is about allowing Zip to work. Farlig too.
Oh, another goosh.
Foul spotted here.
No helmet.
X-ray.
torzsi's not quite going to be hunted down.
Can't believe how restrained they were in that situation. And well, the bomb goes down, but the death is there. It's on Farlig here.
Okay, well, a lot of work to be done, and it's already set for a close.
Needs an ace here from Zip.
But he needs to knock him off the bomb, and Dexter's having none of that. Wow, MOUZ back to the winning ways, first round. And it's on CT Nuke, no less.
Yeah, and you understand, right? You can go through that T pistol, and you want to have the players towards Yard to force torzsi to get help, right? You want to isolate and understand what the CT setup looks like, and then take advantage of ramp. Now, they got the space, but torzsi got both the kills. And that made such a difficult time for Astralis in a round like this. So going to be happy to kick things off with the winning ways from map 1, MOUZ, but Astralis, with the bomb going down, can be extremely threatening here into round number 2. Look at this buy. You've got a nice little mix of SMGs, pistols, and Galils. Squeaky smoke being lined up from Zip here, so it looks like they want to do it late, not early, not looking for the openers initially into a round like this. He's actually repositioned, so the strat has changed. They're lining up a smoke wall. Have enough for an L block. They could do standard cross towards secret here, but hoping that MOUZ get a bit aggressive. And if you remember map number 1, very infrequently will MOUZ overstepping the mark, and here's torzsi again.
Yeah, there's potential for that silo punish. Config, pretty damn good on that deagle, and that was his shot. That was his chance. torzsi quite stubborn. Despite the smoke wall, wants to put bullets through.
Glaive has this responsibility, right? In the early days when Blame came in, they allowed Blame to do it, but it's better for Glaive to get this territory, easier for him to call, and actually puts Blame more in the pack where he can trade out some of his teammates. So, territory taken, space now, exactly what the Danes were looking for here. This would be a great round to win, and JDC.
Early.
Easy.
Very early to be posting a frag like that. Trophy on lock. He knows he's got Blame there as well. Jumping across, 2. He can report, and he does call for the cavalry.
Yeah, support's here. They're going to lock this down. Even though Glaive's coming, JDC seems aware.
Wow, yeah. Switched on for this. Glaive, oh, it's a tough fight. It's a very tough fight. JDC doubles up. And Astralis' hope wanes with the spray. torzsi trades, and it's only Farlig.
You can see the idea again, and Farlig here up against the clock, so only 19 seconds left. Tech 9 armor, sure, but not long for this. Well, Bymas will pick up a clean one. And again, I can look at the idea from Astralis, and I can say it's a good one. Glaive gets lower, he's putting pressure. They're hoping that when he's coming up ramp, that JDC's on his own, and then they can trade out. But Frozen's already there. The rotation for MOUZ, one step ahead. And JDC, he's handling himself exceptionally here in the early stages of Nuke.
Yeah, I mean, 2 for 2, we've seen Glaive successfully get down to that lower site, but that is, of course, just one of the steps to conversions. Good rotations from the CTs. This is a strong defense to start. Should be a 3-0 on a silver platter now. Only 2 frags for Astralis in these first 2 rounds, so if anything, maybe just prove to yourself you can click on heads. Config, evidence in the feed, puts torzsi down early. Nice opportunity for Frozen. He's actually tapped away a Glaive.
This would be a great round for Astralis to at least be threatening, right? Just in the early stages, so you don't go into the first gun round without too many players missing on frags.
Do you really want to come back to his domain? JDC passed his first test of ramp. Could be another one on its way.
Yeah, there could be a problem here. JDC's been aggressive in his fights, so it might mean he oversteps the mark here. Just going to take one deagle bullet.
Yeah, you got to separate and choose your fights wisely. He has taken a lot of flak damage there, and it's Dexter that's called upon.
They're gonna
spray one by one into the line of fire. blameF's Deagle deadly. Astralis really now with a threatening round. Now yard is clear. Bymas called upon to clutch up. It's blameF goes down. Farlig and JDC in a battle of wits on the big stage. Bomb now down. JDC trying to close this gap, but Farlig closes for Astralis. That's one back, Chad.
That could be the fire starter for Farlig there. Look, a lot of critique from the desk after that first map. He had a couple of wobbles, really costing Astralis in a few key rounds, but that is a nice clutch. Just a one-on-one pedestrian, both players low, but pressure on. The opening from Config, the can opener, gives them a way in. But Farlig will close it down, and that's the type of round you don't want to be losing early here if you are MOUZ, right? If they get a couple of wobbles, if they start getting the pressure on them. They didn't have any pressure in map number 1, right? It wasn't there, it didn't exist. So this is good for Australia. Start chipping away at those smiles, turn them into frowns, and looking to force MOUZ down to just pistols here. The upgrades, they're plentiful. Oh, and that's a boatload of damage there. Unconfirmed onto Dexter, but he's put on notice for the rest of this round.
Yeah, that's going to limit his options. No doubt about that.
6-map streak for Astralis on Nuke at the moment, so very, very comfy here. I think comfy's the reason they picked into this, right? It's a pick that they're more than happy to play, that win streak. But MOUZ are no slouch.
Yeah, torzsi got banged on out by that Deagle. In the previous, this time he wants to stand and bang. He's up to no good.
This is very cheeky. Even if they mount on top of the railing there, he might be able to grab another really good molly. Dexter's dead. He is dead. Great stuff from Zip. So just cleaning up the issues, and torzsi overstepping the mark, wanted to trade and gives one back over. Astralis starting to connect the dots.
Yeah, JDC going to be hard pressed to put his crosshair on ahead. Astralis taking this and playing this by the book. Look how little answers they have. Quick adjustment from Farlig. That nearly ran away from him, but JDC needed one. Gets it done. Gets the gun. 25 and counting. We do need to see a plant. Closing in now on the site. Bait and switch from JDC and Bymas. 2 more required. He's only got 13 bullets. They have to plant here. Surely they've got time to dip down the vents, but no, it's 2. And partners in crime. Zipex and Blame do close that gap and close that round. Threatening, sure. But Astralis definitely going to be able to stretch their legs a little here.
Yeah, well, look, if we forget what happened on Mirage in the dying moments, we know they've already had a footfall or 2 against the lighter buys, that very light buys. Bymas there just between the wickets, unable to connect. And yeah, look, so the force buys will come to the close. We do have a little bit of a technical issue here. I'm sure we'll get this one fixed ASAP, but this is the start that Astralis need. They can start to build some confidence here.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds, you know, silly, but it is those Deagle rounds, those couple of clicks that you do end up converting thanks to that Farlig one-on-one. But those are the rounds that will completely, you know, resuscitate a team. If you're down in the dumps, that's where you get the full lightning to the heart and get ready to play your game.
I'm looking at this streak for Astralis on Nuke, right? And look, it's great to say 6 in a row. That is a positive. And Astralis of old, maybe this wouldn't necessarily be the angle we're taking, but the new Astralis, it's a positive. It doesn't really matter who they've beaten, but they do have 6 in a row. But you go through it. It's Furious, the most recent, Big within the play ends, Complexity, Fours, Complexity again, and Imperial. So not necessarily the most threatening opponents on a map like Nuke. So it's still going to be an uphill battle for them, but at least it's a map that they know that they can get the wins on. And another issue is here for MOUZ is getting ahead of themselves, right? They've already done it map number 1. I feel like it's kind of a mood shift here in the arena as well. It feels like the crowd are like, okay, well, that was quite quick. Let's get on to the Liquid versus Movi game a little bit later today.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be that much of a walk in the park. It's still going to be difficult times for MOUZ to get over Astralis here. Do have Ancient waiting in the wings if we do need to get to the third, but tech issue resolved. Back in on, well, never mind. I got baited as well. So, false start.
The Roaring Bears effect in full effect.
Well, see, they do have competition. Remember in Antwerp, we had the Vitality fans? They were pretty loud.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see what the Roaring Bears have in store here.
I mean, they showed up on force. We did see a kind of a parade of German Counter-Strike fans on the way to the Lanxess today. Well, now it's time for blameF to put MOUZ in their place. There is not a penny, a single penny has not been spent.
So look at this, they're kind of all following the leader right now. So there's a chance for them to have a bit of a shooting gallery at range here, but glaive will get all the info, even if he does go down.
You can see he's kind of problem solving on the fly now.
Perfect.
Smoke on Unbreakable and mission complete.
They might just waterfall out of, well, yeah, maybe waterfall the blood everywhere from Dexter's head. So this one, no issues whatsoever. Astralis not walking into a trap.
Not a casualty in sight. Blame in the sight, sprays down 2 and a third as well. It's clean.
Power in numbers, not so much in that situation, but I like the team-based Counter-Strike there if we're going to look for any positives in a round like that for MOUZ. But a timeout, and an early timeout. Coach Cycron, he's going to call one early here for MOUZ just to have a chit-chat about what they can do going into this rifle round. The way that the game is flowed early, this will be our first full gun round for both teams, or at least the closest they can get to. Missing a key component here for part of this defense. torzsi won't have his signature weapon during all of this. The catch just isn't there. So likely a reason that Cycron's taken this time out just to discuss how we're going to proceed with 5 rifles. Yet to see a kit get purchased up and might even go missing in this environment as Bymas will confirm with the late utility purchase. So they're not going to want to let the bomb go down here. That may indicate just how MOUZ want to set this defense up in the early stages.
3 under their belt already. Can Astralis extend their T-side lead? Or will MOUZ stake a claim to the equalizer? Smoke does deny vision. You can see Dexter winning this war of attrition through the smoke. Unconfirmed damage dealt. glaive with presence in the yard. The smoke's up. Frozen, not much to report now.
Yet to get a kill is glaive, but if he can continue to find space or at least have the mystery of space, he's doing his job for the team. So Config looks like he'll be the one tasked with dealing with any pushes. The rest start to pivot back, but Dexter has to respond to those question marks that now reside in the comms. Still plenty of utility here for Astralis. No issues as far as the late execute goes, and we have only, as you mentioned, taken a bit of damage on blame. Starting to set up the flames now.
All right. Well, Astralis have definitely forced the MOUZ Sports hand. Will those that remain on that top site be able to handle this? It's about to go. 0 to 100. Counter flash required. Bymas, bait and switch maybe. torzsi lying in wait. Will he be cleared? Config does go down, but it's solid from Astralis, flattening that top site defense.
Beautiful. Very clean execute right there. Taking care of business, and the round is done. There's no way that MOUZ can get back into this. Bomb gets planted. We mentioned at the start of this, there's no kit. If they want to consider it, this flash could be...
Oh, Farlig ate it. And it is a chance, but JDC gives it up. Now pursuit of the save.
Yeah, look, they had a try, right?
Yeah.
They give up a gun in that situation here with the loss bonus starting to build now. An extra weapon actually could have netted them a gun round into the next. So I think that it might just be a half buy behind the two saved M4s. But a clean round from Astralis. And early, they didn't play down secret, right? They put the question mark, they forced the rotation, and that's what you want to do. It's not always about the territory, it's about the question mark. You can see the two players marooned on the top side. They didn't have a smoke to deal with mollies, and they actually went the flashes first, and then the molly hit the deck, and then they were already peeling out. So I really like that execute there from Astralis. Tidy stuff to find their fourth. 4 consecutive rounds now.
Deadlift me and Chad.
Together.
Combined.
All right, one in each arm.
Yeah, not quite there. But the flash idea, yeah, you can see Farlig managing to find that. And it is a, you know, it's a conversation. You can see JDC not particularly happy with that because the product of that is you're not going to be quite as threatening into this one. Conservative decision-making from MOUZ, keeping themselves some cash in the coffers. And it seems Astralis, again, just keeping it dynamic. Look at the pace. Blame, graceful as he bounds in early. And oh, a silent descent into the vent. torzsi spots him out. Not going to win the duel though. Blame too rigid. on those taps.
Great movement, great little move right there, and the opener they need, it was responded to immediately, but not the weapon for the job. Dexter next up to the plate, and oh, well, JDC walks into Farlig, who's, since that little one-on-one situation, is starting to find some kills and some traction here, and they're going to continue to feed themselves to the beast. Blame will take another, and it's just these two M4s that reside, and again, is it save name of the game? Well, Dexter thinks better of that. He's going to have to be hot on the trail here. Blame's already been able to sneak away.
Yeah, Astralis are not the team to give these up. Typically, Mirage perhaps did buck that
Looked a bit
trend.
uncharacteristic,
It did.
right? And that's the thing. A lot of this gets hung on. Oh, Dexter, there's so many bodies here. Yeah, an opportunity for the double dealt with now. That would have been the only chance for this, unless Frozen shows us something special. 1-on-4 goes 1v3. Bomb to be planted. It does really feel like the round's over. Frozen's completely disconnected from all of this. This is the thing, though, if you're MOUZ, and I don't like to build this because it's just counterintuitive with what we know in Counter-Strike in the CT meta we're in at the moment. But maybe they're not going to be too worried if they still get, a decent haul of maybe 5 or 6 CT rounds. But really, we'll want to have 9+ on a map like Nuke. So far for Astralis, this is a great tee half, and you love the movement. Look at this, perfectly bounding under the door, gets himself the peek towards top hut. Nobody home, but this is good from blameF. And people talk about, he's baiting. Well, he was the first one in, the first one down the vent, the first one finding a frag. So getting it done when they need him, the big man.
Yeah, and talking of needing him, you haven't needed much from glaive so far. I mean, they've looked very much like a unified offensive squad. Good calls, faking it out with the walls of smokes, denying that information has left MOUZ scratching their heads at times. Now, it might be time for that first defensive AWP to hit the server.
Yeah, still a couple of omissions around to hit, but the question is, are they going to try and put torzsi forward to find the kills, or are they just going to sit back and respond? I think MOUZ, they played Na'Vi in their opening series of the main group stage. They feel like Nuke could have been a map that they maybe could have converted. So we need to see some of that here if they want to get this done in 2.
Denies info on the cross. Farlig pepping his step. Tagged on down. They don't confirm the cross, but Farlig, it does take a lick of damage all the same. It's Frozen that's been called upon. He's done so passively, so really are flying blind now, MOUZ. They do not have info nor numbers. Last time it felt like this, it was a top pop.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Again, just lack of information. Frozen, he can peer out. He can see that nobody's home. But there's still an opportunity to pivot wherever they want, Astralis. They've been able to get away with this and keep a boatload of utility. Still nobody responding towards the lower site. As soon as a window gets broken or a door, sound cue is made. Sure, they'll know the jig's up, but is that just going to be them giving over the round?
Config spotted out. And crossing safely back towards that lobby.
But look how many players are dealing with him. Just one player. All that presence just for one player. Dexter hasn't moved. Frozen has to rotate back now. Still in the wrong place for MOUZ.
They are really running rings around MOUZ right now. Calling a great game is glaive. And with 30 seconds left, look at this, an uncontested lower side plant. Config just dancing with them, keeping them busy.
There's only been 2 points of contention. Yard, Config, and Ramp, a smoke that was dropped, and now the first kill comes Config's way. He's going to look for more. The clock is now on their side. The 40 seconds has started, and there's no intention for MOUZ to go for a round like this.
Flash is great. Flick isn't there, but I mean, nearly spotless. Astralis have managed to completely avoid their opponent.
Yeah, this is an odd round, like especially for the first gun round, right? So, well, maybe not the first gun round, but the first time torzsi gets an AWP in his hands, and yeah, they've just walked their way to victory. The goalkeeper not home.
Yeah, walking it in.
Yeah, I was going to say he needs to be very careful. I don't think he realizes just where Astralis are, and they're looking for more here on the hunt. Bymas will grab one back, sure, but the pressure keeps coming. Zip, let's see if he can take another rifle away. The loss bonus is there, but that's a round of Counter-Strike you'd hope to forget if you're MOUZ. It's just not a whole lot of anything. torzsi doesn't even know that he was able to line that one up. Second timeout called in, and maybe this is really where that conversation can begin, right? Yeah, map 1 looked great. You were hot out the gates. You were playing some really solid Counter-Strike, but now looking like a shadow of that first map. There doesn't feel like there's any intent. They're not being able to even isolate fights. You can just look at the kill distribution. It's not actually that terrible. 5 for Frozen, 5 for Bymas, 5 for torzsi, 3 apiece for Dexter and JDC. but it's now a 6-round run from Astralis. And in the last 4, haven't looked competitive whatsoever.
Yeah, a lot of cash to splash as well for Astralis. It's going to be very hard for MOUZ to find the consecutive rounds to humble them here into round 9. And that's exactly where we're headed. Some proactivity requested from Mr. Birchall, and it's some proactivity you will get. Torzsi, oh, burns down immediately, but he does manage to level the odds. A quick one.
But yeah, they have to build off the top of this here. Astralis will be happy to take Torzsi out. At this point, you don't have to worry about the AWP roaming. We don't have to worry about picking ramp down towards Secret from the heaven CT spawn. That's been removed just with that one death. So great exchange.
This is ballsy from glaive, and he's gotten away with it. MOUZ none the wiser, as JDC does seem to be called upon to find some answers. So detached from the pack. It's Mr. Rossender. Looks to find a quick headshot. JDC down. Astralis, heavy advantage now, and they've done all of that with just the one man.
Looking like some lost puppies right now at MOUZ. Can't really work this one out, especially not as a team. Think about how individual this is all seeming. The fights, the space they're taking.
Yeah, Astralis really do look like they've got a firm finger on the pulse of this defense. Bymas trying to stand and deliver. The util is so good. Has a chance, they're swinging in. It's a slither, gap, and glaive, a third frag. As MOUZ definitely shaken now. Yeah, this is the kind of Counter-Strike that gets you second guessing.
If Mirage was convincing for MOUZ, which it was, this is convincing for Astralis. This is great. A 7-2 lead they're about to accrue here. It doesn't feel like there's anything that MOUZ are able to do. They're not being able to respond even when they threw aggression in. torzsi was on his own. He dies. They still lose the space. They still lose the info, and they even lose their AWPer in one fell swoop there. So some big issues. But again, they've done their best work on the T side. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because it means we're in for a quick map and might be finding ourselves on Ancient. But MOUZ have been really making a case for their run on the T halves. If they can grab themselves 5, maybe 6, we could have a game here. But Astralis, the Danes, this is back. This is the team that we're hoping to see here.
Definitely not just going to roll over.
I feel like you'd want to burn another timeout for MOUZ during all of this. This was the opener, the only real highlight of the entire round for MOUZ fans, but glaive just gets an easy one there, doesn't he? JDC rounding the corner, straight into the fight. Farlig warming into things now. Doesn't really matter about map number 1 if you win map number 3, does it?
That's exactly the case, and it's interesting you brought up that game against Na'Vi. They posted 9 T rounds against arguably the best Nuke squad on that CT side, certainly the best for Simple.
This is the thing, that's why I'm wondering, maybe they're not feeling the pressure, but they should, right? This is a different environment now, and look at this, they're just taking liberties. Blame takes down JDC, the hero of Mirage, in the dumps, in the bin. It's continuing to come up Astralis.
They can do anything. They can do no wrong here on Nuke. Astralis mixing it up again, a new flavor added to the mix again. They're cooking up trouble. And torzsi too. Good catch on Farlig's jiggle. That might slow proceedings. It's frozen with a head-to-head that he does win. Config down, still topside safe for now. It's the most hopeful MOUZ have been in their defensive stance in some time.
Yeah, they have to convert this one.
And glaive walks straight into the crosshair. Trade from Blame, low, but not going to give up without a fight. He's all onto Blame and down into the no-scope. MOUZ will post their third.
They have a lot of hard work to do here. I can see the buys coming through and the residual cash for Astralis. They're set for days. Yeah. This T half is already fantastic. 7 to the name. But a bit of resistance. They were able to take a couple of fights here. They were actually given duels that were favorable. So that's the first time in a while we can say that for MOUZ. We're already 10 rounds deep here.
And that was with a Blame opening, so bit of a confidence boost. Incendiaries by time.
Well, they're just going to go on this.
They are charging straight into the mouth of this site. torzsi onto Blame on the first aggress.
Is that it? That stalled it out. Blame taking space, and he's dead. They have to rejig. Already moving back. Farlig repositioning, hoping to take some space. So the torzsi opener seems to have really thrown them into a tailspin here.
Zip trying to show presence, Ram, but a duet of defense on that Ram side. On the fly. Oh,
bit deep
fumble.
on that one.
A bit of a fumble.
There'll be a cross.
No one has the info. It was all part of his grand plan, says Glaive, as torzsi, already posting the opening, is repositioned to remain effective. Static in their stance. 45 seconds left for this disadvantaged dance. Astralis, oh, another one out of torzsi's orb. Config's been caught. Still Farlig,
That's
though.
heaven control. They can get heaven control right now, no dramas, right? Dexter was the only one defending this. The time is the biggest issue here.
They've called it clear. Nothing to report in lobby. Surely with 25, you can start to batten down the hatches for this heaven rotation. JDC considers his options. Bymas in support. Crossfire established. Damage inflicted, but it's not lethal. Still a problem! Astralis turn the tables. torzsi, all of that hard work, and it may be for naught. It was Farlig with an impactful double. Despite the low HP, there's nothing for Frozen here. I think the Danish fans starting to recognize the team on the stage now.
Yeah, this is a completely different look from map number 1. And to win a round like that and Farlig to pop off with a couple of big shots, damage for Frozen, sure. I already spoke about the financial situation. Those are good for the stat line, that's about it.
Well, that's a very sobering slap across the face.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? MOUZ in the previous looked a bit more threatening. They had some fights come their way. But then when you get slapped in the face by that follow-up and you drop a big advantage, you're not dancing like that, I'll tell you that much. Oof.
Yeah, he did a lot.
Second was a beaut as well. And then it came too easy, right? The one-way wasn't even up yet. Bymas not able to get anything done. It needs at least one in that position, but not really playing as a team there. JDC was committed, the trade wasn't possible. Bymas on his own, gets cleared.
And quite the contrast, Astralis looking like more and more of a team unit as these rounds go on. That one-way blooming just as they swing through. Turn in the numbers. Oh, again. The boulder descends.
Nobody to respond to it. So Astralis have everything they need in the early stages. Farlig just waltzing around, just running towards yard. Confidence now. Maybe starting to feel himself, a stage for him. Have some experienced members around him, but for this guy, maybe a bit of shock and awe as well as the smoke wall does bloom. And here's the key. Oh, some spam on through from Frozen there. He would love to get a kill down the vent. Position's already given over, and likely another round. That is it. The vent rotation was always held, and the MOUZ had no idea that Blame was down. The gaps are being exploited here.
Yeah, or just created. I mean, Blame gets away with that, and yeah, it gets worse for MOUZ. Losing Frozen. You're not going to want to commit all of your remaining resources into a unfavorable retake. If you could post a couple, chip away at Astralis prior to their commitment, there could be a conversation to be had. Dexter.
They still need to get this bomb across.
Yeah, that's their objective, but into Farlig. A ninth looms as JDC seals the fate of Zipex, a weapon upgrade.
Hold up. torzsi's still here.
He's having a go. He's giving it a good go. A good shake of the stick. The long and lethal stick. torzsi! Jumping down! And torzsi! What is that? Ungodly in the cathedral. Leaping down. Does it all alone. It was all done. It was supposed to be done. torzsi decides to change the script. Oh, wow. That's gotta feel good, Chad.
Young Gun, the guardian angel for MOUZ right now. They needed that. This game, it was feeling done. But if that doesn't get MOUZ fired up, if that doesn't get back him into it, then I don't know what will. Check this one out again, just leaping into Blame. Combat open at its best.
You want to trade meat? He's still processing the call, working out where the fight is coming from next, and torzsi's just in the air. I'm coming to get you. Thank you for opening the door, Glaive. Opening the door to torzsi's 3K pop-off.
They were looking to save, right? torzsi's just floating. There was two different positions. They had everything going their way. And just running into the Hungarian with the AWP, no way out.
A little bit of summon to keep MOUZ's hopes alive. Astralis, firm grasp of the reins. Bymas just on a safe pixel remains, and oh, it uses it to great success. Catches the config aggress. torzsi still responsible for this yard position. And Farlig, oh, he caught a glimpse. He caught a tiny whiff of the Danish AWP. Frozen's caught a frag elsewhere. Astralis walking funny now. Walking with a limp, disadvantage. Great flash. torzsi lives on, but Glaive is starting his crawl, and he has been perhaps spotted out the tip of his head. Was visible.
I think Bymas heard him as well, right? He was very noisy off the top there of main, so Bymas would have communicated that sound cue. Well, this is another round here for MOUZ, and it was a pace change, right? You saw that they had a bit more pep in the step towards yard. They were fast. They gave up 2 openings. And a way back in, I spoke about maybe 5 or 6 is all they need on the CT side because of the T prowess, but Bymas, he smells blood in the water here. Don't want to allow this save from Farlig to come through, and up the ladder, he'll greet him. Down he goes, and Bymas, that's secured. He opened and closed that round. Maybe starting to find themselves here late on MOUZ. That's 2 consecutive. The only other time they did that was with the pistol and the conversion and an opener, right? He's got the shaky aim. Him and Kyobi, that's about it. But if it's effective, it's effective. Great round here from Bymas.
Yeah, and taking everything away as well. You know, Farlig not allowed to bring that through. You can see that those pockets of Astralis were flush and still are.
Yeah, they've got one more in them, right? The only problem for Astralis here is late is the loss bonuses against them. So they've been fleeced here, right? That torzsi round has really maybe even hampered the mental, because you think about how good of a T-half this could have been. They could have been in double digits. 10 rounds definitely felt possible and still is. They can course correct. They can make us all forget about that magical round. So they're going to get the buyback in, all the goodies they require. Just a couple of keen calls from Glaive here. And Astralis is still set for a mammoth half.
Eight's great, 9 is better. Oh, Bymas taking a duel spray battle with blame. Few can prevail against him, and he's done it again. An opening for Astralis. A hard fight. Config with a left-right good night. torzsi out-orped by an AK.
And that's the combo you want to see. Blame with the opener, Config with the follow-up, and a round that was at least looking good for MOUZ to make it 3 consecutive. Now they need another hero moment.
Yeah, diagonal smokes.
Dexter calls it clear. That's a lot of info, but Glaive, did he catch some info there? You can see they knew the flash forward, so an info play likely is he's just marching in the direction of this secret control. JDC, can he be the hero? 4 kills to the name. Might need another 4 right here, right now.
Yeah, and already now in the defensive stance. The whole squad coming knocking on his door. Can JDC step up? Strong map 1. But this is Astralis territory. Clear objectives. Glaive already neutralizes Frozen. This is going to go wrong. It's not even 1. Config will take down Glaive. Bit of a oopsie, but certainly not in the grand scheme. We got 9 sealed and delivered by blameF and Config.
Yeah, that's easy stuff, isn't it? Through the smoke on a Bymas there, and Config shot was nice. Tidy against an AWP, right? A lot of players would shy away from that fight, but more than happy to tap away. And this is the Config you want to see, right? Sure, he's only got 8 kills, but that's an impact frag right there. JDC looking around for a frag or 2, but I'm sorry, this is not his round. You've got 13 to blame, 11 to Farlig, and this has to be the conversation. Farlig, rightfully so, copped a lot of flack for his performance in map number 1, but washing that away here on map number 2, he's had a lot of impact. The early clutch, that's a key.
Yeah, so does seem to have unlocked something within him. You know, you're asking a lot. To be fair, MOUZ in a similar boat, but in terms of just getting acclimatized, I'll give you a map. I'll give you a map to get used to the environment that you're playing in here.
Yeah, very generous of Astralis, right? But it's difficult to have that experience conversation when the experienced team was getting past.
This is that's the shot.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Deleted.
when you have an experienced squad, right, and they're the ones who are looking like the less experienced team on map number one, that whole conversation feels like it's all for naught. But now you're clearly seeing some of the ramifications of that. Frozen's the only one with any real stage experience for MOUZ. They get a bye for round number 15. A little bit of confidence going into the 2-minute break at halftime would be great, but I'm sure Astralis would love this as well.
I think Bymas has learned his lesson as well. When that smoke is up and the spray is in, leave him to it. torzsi had his head knocked off by Config's AK in the previous. Final round of this second map's first half. And Astralis will change the pace once again. You can see returning back to spawn in order to establish a wall.
It's going to be the,
oh, actually, not even.
Yeah, the lockers smoke there. Bit of a run, jump, throw from blame. It's going to help them scale here if they want to look for warehouse and heaven control.
And just drive across. Frozen. Thinking better of an immediate challenge. Timing favors him. He separates Config from the pack and evades the immediate response. Still problems now. Oh, glaive dances with him, punishes him. And coming knocking on Dexter's door. Needs one hit, needs one, gets two! Snatches the round from Astralis. Towards the commitment, Zip likely lobby, they say. And with 18 seconds, 4 breathing down the back of his neck, they'll end with a 6th. Competitive half if MOUZ can dust themselves off, but Astralis making it clear that Mirage was a bit of an exception, not the rule.
Yeah, salvage this one here, have MOUZ, but the Danes, this is the form we want to see in a quarterfinal on a stage. They're here to play. Let's find out if they can continue after the break.
Why is he just like the player everyone wants to be? Like the flicky, stylish AWPer and the aggressive rifler? Like, what's going on? Now for CSGO, he's got his work cut out for him. Ooh, bit of noise made, but there's CSGO, nails the shot.
CSGO, he's already on a double on this round. No one's watching it. CSGO. Oh, the follow-up. CSGO is on for the ace.
CSGO in the window is smoked off. This is for the map. This is for the game. And he's waiting in the window. They have no idea. The smoke phase on this shot. He gets the kill. He gets him off the bomb. The pistol's out. The P250 might just save Big once again. And he's done it all on his own.
Finally goes down, it will fall to CSGO, and he's hit some good shots. Very good shots, a double. Nuke on ramp, he taps away, it's a good Julie double up, and he hits them both! CSGO here with the AWP, but he's putting on a bit of a show. A fast wrapping long is Hunter, the only man left, CSGO.
Quarterfinal continues now. We're into the second map, second half. MOUZ flying high on Mirage, and now Nuke's our second. Astralis' pick, and that's been made clear.
Yeah, they're here to play. Look, a little bit worried there after map number 1. Didn't think we were going to go in distance, but now Ancient a real conversation. And I think MOUZ, with a late bit of resurgence here as well, we may actually have a competitive map number 2. It's the T sides, which is the beast Astralis have to vanquish here. It's been a difficult task for the likes of Heroic, NIP, Vitality, all sent packing to an early holiday by MOUZ, and they want to continue that form right here, right now.
I mean, Ancient's a third. I know I'd love to see it, and the fact that we had Hoots and Holler in for the veto suggests we might be looking forward to that here in the arena as well. Let's find out how potent of a T side MOUZ can provide.
It's all going to start with the pistol, as cliche as it goes, and this will be both in map number 2. Util, light on Frozen with a HE in his hands. We know where that one's destined for, the most abused door in gaming history. Signature Julie's out for glaive. Doesn't seem like a CT pistol where they go amiss, but there it is. Boom goes the dynamite, and maybe the hit not too far behind. It seems to be Ramp, and the 1x bet odds now favoring the Danes again. Zip to be tested, pressure coming, needs to drop on back and will.
Yeah, it's Farlig. He wants info safely, achieves the goal, loses Ramp, and that's just some territory they're willingly gonna give on over. Zipex has help, has company, and these Glocks not destined for glory at range. They're having a go, and closing the gap was Bymas, past tense, courtesy of Config. Fast on the flank, and Glaive's ready for you. torzsi gets nothing done. Oh, Farlig with 3 quick clicks in the Lanxess arena. And he'll be reveling in that one. Another mark next to the Farlig confidence boost.
He's taking top of the scoreboard right now.
Look
Beautiful
at these.
stuff here for Farlig. Dangerous in Danish and stepping up here late. Look, map number 1, not his territory. Map number 2, starting to make a name for himself on the stage. Yeah. Down to just the Glocks is going to have to be MOUZ. They have 1 upgrade. Frozen, the man they turn to try and find something. But it looks like the 3rd round of play here in the second half is when we can really start sinking our teeth in. But this is perfect for Astralis now. Put themselves on the pedestal to convert. This is one way to slow a T side, just deny them the pistol, force them into a slow start in the second half. Frozen wanting to change that dialogue here. Might have a chance, and oh, little dome spotted.
2 shots across the bow. Blame will not allow a 3rd. But the Deagle's been heard. Farlig could even farm on up in this unspoken competition between him and Blame for scoreboard supremacy.
They've even got the 3rd who Blame to chip on him from main, so this should really be no dramas. Too many Glocks here, and Frozen hasn't found the traction and just going to tap away. Back to your home you go. Farlig steps on up. Another big 3 for Farlig. These are confidence-boosting frags, and one back from Frozen.
Not too much to be celebrated.
Yeah, look, it is a bit of a lie. It is just Frozen live. We've lost Bymas from the server. We'll get him back, and I'm sure Frozen wants to buy as much time.
Probably love to, yeah, probably love to extinguish Farlig's flame as well as soon as you can. Oof, nice one. Into the head of Config. He's been looking for that for a while.
Surely no more.
Surely. He knows the fight will come eventually. I think the backpack's been spotted and Zip goes wide to collect.
Yeah, you can only play those silly games for so long. You could see Blame stepping out as well. So the conversation was, hey, 3, 2, 1, swing. And the exact recipe they were looking for there of success. Astralis now up to 11. Quick little tech timeout just to get Bymas back in the server, but shouldn't be too many dramas. Yeah, I talk about the fact that these are confidence-boosting kills. Sure, you know, everybody watching at home maybe here, yeah, these are the eeks. We all love the eeks. We want to get out. Those are the stat-padding kills. But for someone who had a shaky map number 1, someone who is the AWPer of the team, any kills that you can find here, and maybe thinking positionally, I'm in the right place, I'm doing the right role, it's going to flow forward.
100%, and I mean, I hate to be bringing up old news, but Astralis haven't had a clean record against the Ecos over the course of this series. So just closing it, making it clear, no funny business here. And we can ride on into our first gun round of our second map, second half.
I remember MOUZ really didn't get too much success in their gun round until torzsi found the AWP. So is that going to be the same issue here with their T half? I know that Dexter did a lot of prep for their matches of Nuke. Spoke about the game against Na'Vi and how he knew where the certain players were going to be stepping into lines. And Glaive actually received that information firsthand, looking straight at the in-game leader. So they're going to try and subvert expectations, and that's a great find from Bymas there. Thank you very much onto Config, the first casualty to fall in round number 18.
That is a gift provided by Bymas. No vision, no problem. Farlig taking chances to find a forward position and loudly announces the vent descent. Zip, oh, timing of an angel just as he releases the crouch key. JDC rounds the corner, and that will tie us back up in the 4-on-4. MOUZ still have the full control of ramp room.
I think that was too clean. They have the space, sure, but they have some real issues here, and more utility to stall them on out. Fromson's has been tincturing all of this, and MOUZ, an opener that came for free, the round is not.
Now it's hard work now. Bloodshed for Dexter. Down and out. blameF safe from the first fight. Spots out torzsi's shoulder. And picking them apart now are Astralis. It's Zip with some aggression. Traded. torzsi and Bymas, what have you got for us today? It's not enough. The bomb now on the floor. And torzsi's options incredibly limited. Just going to have to tuck his tongue and accept defeat.
Yeah, look, Bymas got the opening onto Config there, and that brings me to opening frags. You look so far for the likes of blameF and Config. They have both won 5 opening duels, so that's 10 right now in the Astralis camp just from 2 players. The only players who have found openings for Astralis whatsoever.
10 openings?
Now look, Config's given up a couple. He's given over 5 as well, but the fact that the only openings have come from those 2 names, that's actually crazy, right? That's wild scenes here.
Does mean that Config's been involved in like the majority of opening
He's been involved
exchanges.
in, 10 rounds. He's been involved in
We've only played 18.
So sticking true to form here is Config, but this one is feeling like starting to simmer out here for MOUZ. Doesn't feel like they have a lot of fight. That was their best opportunity to do so. They have a saved AK, and the problem with it being on torzsi is if they want an AWP in a future round, someone will have to drop it.
Yeah.
And it looks like everybody may have invested a little bit too much to be considering that. So unless they can get the bomb down, be a little bit threatening here, this one feels like it's going to be sailing away. Farlig, that's a freebie right there. Oh, okay, well that's his first foot fault so far. You saw the hands to the head. Knows he should have had that one dead to rights, but it's not too many issues. Remember, this is just the saved AK and a couple of light upgrades here. It should be no dramas for Astralis.
Yeah, and it just so happened to be torzsi's AK that'll find some play. Responsibility of lobby is Bymas, and doing so in a passive nature.
The 2-2 right now with this info. Barrel spotted.
Okay, problems now. Problems now for the Astralis defense, again against the Deegs, and Dexter's sweeping through with nothing to report top site. Red carpet rolled out, he screams, he decrees, they're not sure about that vent. Zip over in hell.
This is one to give over here, just to save the AK. Come on now, Astralis, this is uncharacteristic. This is the team who are traditionally locking these up and throwing away the key. And maybe they're conceding around like this already. Look at Zip starting to backpedal, Config as well. They need to get a kill here early. They can still go for this, and there's one back. Another kill might come their way. blameF still lying in wait. Config rotating over. Are they really gonna throw this one away?
Wow, wow.
That Farlig miss, it didn't feel like it would have been the end of the round.
It really couldn't and shouldn't have been.
You can't be losing around in that fashion. Lost for words, okay. Well, life again for MOUZ, and torzsi the hero. Look, the situation wasn't as specky. He definitely didn't set the arena alight, but MOUZ are going to be very happy that their AWP found that opening. A couple of upgrades for free. Yeah, you'll take those. Some curious things happening here today, I think, Alex.
Curious is a word for it. I mean, that one was really,
Here's again.
This is a tough one.
torzsi first bullet.
Just ducking. He's touched his movement a little too late there.
Oh, yep. It doesn't... Yeah, it shouldn't have felt that bad. And after, it's going to feel even worse. This one for Bymas, he had a couple of options. Could have tried to go back up the ladder and found an angle, but took the risk, went down, and a freebie. So Astralis just giving out gifts here today.
Lot of smoke. Keep the CTs guessing. And boosting also on the agenda. This is a hard clear. Lots of steps. Easy first frag. Can tuck away now. Force the crossfire. Utilize glaive as well. Fumbled on the molly. Back to square one now, with this exception on screen. And up to no good is Config. Extends the advantage as Astralis wrestle back control of this defensive half. There is something to be said about this from Dexter. Needs another. Oh, Config's down. And so the round is back on. Red hot from Dexter again, worms his way into the gaps. And the bomb to be planted top side. Do Astralis really buckle under this again? Or do they give it a look in? 3 different avenues of assault. Molotov and smoke on glaive, flash on zip. Finds a flash, turns it nicely. It's blame on the swing, and Dexter is handling business. 4 from Dexter. It could be 5. That is sensational. They needed that. MOUZ given a gift of all 5 from Dexter.
Cool as a cucumber right there. Not even a wince. Dexter in that situation, the Aussie in-game leader, steps up again. Silencing the haters. He should have made it a shoey.
Outrageous.
The 2 rounds consecutively now that Astralis have lost, these are game changers. You add the torzsi round in the first half. Dexter here, this is a pressure environment. He has a crowd who didn't give away his flank. There was no way that Astralis knew that was coming, but you see him react immediately. He gets the 2, they get into the site, and the kills keep coming. That is a huge round from Dexter there.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We're all on this roller coaster together. But you're saying it. You say cool as a cucumber. Dexter doesn't wince.
He didn't even celebrate.
How do you stay that cool?
It's the first time he has ever been on a stage.
Oh, come on.
The first time he has ever been on a stage.
Like a fish to water.
Impact round like that. Look what it's done. Look at Astralis. It's just pennies. It's pistols. That's all they have in a situation like that. The gap is about to shrink to 3 rounds as long as MOUZ don't fall.
Couple of chip damage shots do connect out of Glaive's USP, but it's already an indicator that not much of a voice into this round 21 conversation for Astralis.
That's just going to bring the confidence back here on the T side, right? That's 3 out the gate here as we've swapped sides for Astralis. And then 3 rounds consecutively, starting with 1 saved AK, a Dexter ace, and now against pistols. You're warming into this. You know, the Warriors are starting to shed round after round, and this is where they do their best work. So for Astralis, they have to put a stop to this momentum that's starting to build.
Still want to cross your T's and dot your I's in a round like this. There could be gamble stacks and aggressive pushes, one of which we might be coming lobby push. It's blame having a go. torzsi's responsibility, and does handle business. So the gap will shrink and continue to do so. torzsi, a free weapon upgrade for glaive. They should have run him down. They don't want to let him get away with this. Trying to slink back away. JDC's been spotted out, and glaive racks up a second.
Dexter just had his moment. Is this Glaive's turn? Now the bomb planted, 5 seconds gone, would have to really get a move on. I think he's been accounted for here. Steps on in. Just a stray bullet or 2, and Frozen will finish things off. So no dramas. This is where we get back into the business rounds. AWP should be available for Farlig here. Has to be donated by Zip into the next round of play, and torzsi's going to get his as well. So both teams with almost everything they need and more. Diffuse kit might be a question mark for the defense of Astralis here. See Dexter, he needs to stay focused. You can't really let that ace get ahead of you because he needs to cook up a lot here in the lab. Can't let DD come in and foil his plans for the day.
Smoke exchange in the early yard. Stretch of the legs. And
they're just going to swing here.
Yeah, but this is a fight. This is a fight that Farlig does provide.
Yeah, not like Mirage. Remember on Mirage, you had torzsi just pick in from ramp and take him down. This time, Farlig, necessary kill, and maybe some of that confidence leading the server right now. Farlig, 18 kills to his name, just takes down torzsi, the next highest fragger in the server right now, and Zip, he wants a piece of the action.
Yeah, I think he's got a good idea as to JDC's position as well. He's flirting with aggression, doesn't want to overcommit though. Don't want to give up that advantage. It does go back. One for Dexter. Advantage maintained thanks to the handiwork of the Dane. Blame known, but not actively looking.
This again.
We've seen this before. Config pre-aiming nicely. Handles business this time, so advantage waning.
And the woes continue here for JDC. They have left all of his action in map number 1, only 4 kills to his name. You got Bymas trying to draw one back, but Dexter caught off guard, loses the bomb, and likely the rounds here, unless Bymas wants to get something done with 35 seconds left, but unlikely for the Lithuanian. So a bit of damage on the Farlig, starting to at least piece together where the defense is, but with the way up the fireman's pole, looking likely to see the save. There's cash light on for a few of these members. You can get a drop from Bymas into the next round, sure, but Astralis, they do stop the streak, and they get themselves up to 13. Ever closer now to confirming map number 2.
And thus confirming map number 3.
I think the silence here is kind of letting us know how exciting of an affair some of these rounds tend to be.
Yeah, well, you take the rough with the smooth in Counter-Strike. We've already had plenty of smooth moves displayed across our first 2 maps of play. Not done with this one yet. Farlig, though, his opening by taking down torzsi, already options were limited. This death of JDC was enough to secure it. A little bit of a frustration there. Emotions certainly aplenty on the stage today. Rifles in play. MOUZ looking for their 10th to try and close this gap. We saw a lot of evidence of pace from Astralis' T side. Will MOUZ be able to keep it diverse as well? Now that's a mix-up. Nades, flames, all aggressive from the yard position.
They have to know there's bodies behind this. They can't be taking any chances here. You can see Dexter very fortunate to be alive, but this is blame. This is his chance to ruin MOUZ's dreams of getting this one done in 2.
There's the hook. Trying to bait, and even frag catches JDC a gap in the smoke wall. MOUZ left wanting.
Look at Blame, he hasn't moved.
Does he consider
He's got the
this?
round in the palm of his hand, right? Dexter's not going to be ready for this, or Blame is the one who's not ready. One back, the in-game leader strikes.
That is a gift. Dexter's taken down the hardest hitter, no less as well, and now sweeping in to get some answers. Problem solving on the fly. Timing. Oh, he adjusts! Glaive pulls the trigger first, but Dexter draws a second. Changing the dialogue now. Farlig up on the heavens. He can do some damage. A missed flick. It's config though. Up the vent. A double causing trouble. Too many bodies. Astralis right the ship and secure a 14th.
Oh, maybe a sigh there of relief, because those 2 kills from Dexter looks like they were getting them back into the round, but getting ahead of themselves. The response from Astralis was great. You know, Farlig up ladder baiting config. No issues coming up that vent, and the booty spotted here of JDC. His woes continue. 4 kills, 2 assists, 15 deaths for the hometown hero.
I mean, how often have they even walked his way in that first half? He was responsible for ramp. Now here on the T side, yeah, lacking. And MOUZ, it's not going to be the most dopamine-fueled buy.
No, they have some big issues in the next round as well. A plant here should be something that Dexter has on the docket, right? Winning this round, even investing in this round, there's not too many options. So 15 feels more than guaranteed for Astralis here.
You have to just kind of let them putt it in, putt that 15th, and have a real handful of map point advantages.
It's going to be a discussion topic for the desk here, but the series is truly on now that Farlig is contributing. He's not a name that we turn towards. He's one of the 5 lowest rated players in the entire event, and he's now top fragging. So the fact that he's here, he's showing up when the team needs him most, it's a game changer. Have another slow one here.
Yeah, how much can you get done with a singular smoke? It's been deployed now and does obscure the view somewhat, trying to pip a gap, punish, blame, bomb now spotted down, and now it's the end of Dexter.
Creative.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah, a bit of a Cirque du Soleil approach.
Just a couple more now. And They're just going to maul them towards yard. Farlig and Blame have been quite the combo, but we've seen this one before. Frozen left alive with a Deagle. We just need Bymas to crash out the server here. Let's see if he can get another kill.
And yeah, Farlig is a conversation. 100%. He's here, very much so. Looking his usual self now. After the woes of map 1, shaking it off. And you wanted a shoey, Chad. Looks like you've gone and got one. In the dunks, no less.
A man of culture, I see.
Ask and you shall receive in the Lanxess.
Oh, there we go. MOUZ is feeling done and dusted here, isn't it? It's going to be hard to put too much of a resistance here. It is the buy, sure, lacking a couple of key pieces of utility, limits the calls they can make, and Farlig staying ahead of the play this time. Out the vent, might be able to find the kills he needs to just win this game. He's going to be in secret with the AWP. It's the perfect weapon for the job.
I mean, 6 straight T rounds against Astralis' Nuke defense. It's a very tall order, and JDC's woes continue.
Story of the game for him. He's just walked into his demise round after round.
Now forced to watch as this may very well be the last of our second map. Farlig rotated early, and a quick flick across dexter. Looking away and hunted down. torzsi will avenge. Still advantage for the defense. And Bymas, ooh, doesn't even get a chance to process k0nfig's position. Clotheslines him with the Kalashnikov. It's torzsi though, he's very flashy. k0nfig's quick and brave as he crouches around the corner to secure it. Only Frozen. An Ancient. Just one frag away for these two Danes. It's
the bomb's in the lower side here. I'm not sure how Frozen's meant to win this round.
Yeah, I don't think k0nfig can see a way in either. He's also playing Counter-Strike, known for its timings. Not today. Astralis push us to 3. We've got a series now, Chad. We have a quarter-final. This one will be separated on Ancient.
And you just have to look to Farlig here. It has to be the conversation going into the desk. 24 kills in total. His impact was felt. 8 multi-kills. He had 3 openings. An absolute force for them. A clutch early, set the tone. And Farlig stepping up here sets the odds level. Map 3 around the corner after the desk.